You're going to love this.
This cat fucking kills people. This cat kills people. This fucking cat fucking kills people. This cat isn't buying. If you're looking to its eyes and to its mind, inside it's just a giant fucking lion. This cat doesn't like pests, doesn't like mice, doesn't like rats, doesn't like rat nests. This cat doesn't have thoughts, doesn't have feels, doesn't have fucks. It just fucking kills. On the kilometer, 100% of the time, this nigga killing people. This cat only has one mode, and it's go to the kill, to the kill, to the fucking explode. This cat doesn't take bets, doesn't take names, doesn't take breaks, doesn't take fake shit. This cat doesn't ever sleep, doesn't ever chill, doesn't ever stop. It just fucking stars. Ring ding 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 ding. I don't care, it's not my name. I'm the Zer, I'm the Quang. I don't care, I got ring ding 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 ding. Where? This cat is a hero on the kilometer. This tiger sack weighs 1,000,000 metric Shapiros. Bigger. This cat only has one goal, and it's kill to the kill to the kill to the beast mode. This cat doesn't get race, doesn't get sex, doesn't get age, doesn't get safe space. This cat doesn't stand jack, doesn't stand chill, doesn't stand back. It just fucking who threw a pot down the stars? Ring ding 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 ding. I don't care, it's not my name. I'm the Zer, I'm the Quang. I don't care, I got ring ding 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 ding. Where?
I love it. I freaking love it.
You're killing me. You're killing me. I love that.
I'm not. Jilly's killing you. Jilly Love sent me this over on Twitter, and I was laughing so hard when I opened it. I was like, "Oh, that's got to go to Beauty and the Boomer."
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. See, Jilly, this is what we want. You guys send us this stuff and share it so we can get it on the show.
Jilly's saying there's no sound.
Oh, there has to be.
Was there sound? There was no sound with the video. What the fuck did I tune into?
Now, is there sound, guys?
I don't know. Let me know if there's sound.
Let us know there should be sound. I mean, if there's not sound, I'm just gonna.
And hey, shout out to all of you guys. You guys are just pouring in. This is awesome. Welcome to Saturday Night Beauty and the Boomer.
Hell yes. Hell yes. We got Raza over there at the Natural Progressive Shayar. And who do we got over in Roar Media Live? We got everybody over there.
We got so many. Let's see. Serious 1976, J9 Campbell. How come? A. Maris, Anthony, Patty B, Karen Daly. You guys rock. Jilly Love, thank you so much for sending me that. That's hilarious. You can tweet me stuff. You can send me stuff on Facebook. You can send it to our Gmail.
Yeah.
Cheese Man. Hey, Cheese Man.
Yeah, he says, what did I walk into?
Yeah, that's what you want to know.
God, I need to check the sound. You know, we've been getting everything.
Jilly said it was a little low. Sounds good now, though. So
let me check this here. Hold on.
Let the engineer do the engineer job. How's it going, you guys? What the hell happened to Project X tonight? Let me know in the chat. I was busy, so I didn't get to be there live to see what the hell happened.
Is this Sammy Hagar here?
Sammy Hagar. No, it's the Great American hero. That's what it
Yeah.
reminds me of.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
love that
that's what
show.
it is. Yeah, yeah. This is finally they got me into Club for Men in the ER, and this is they stapled this to my head temporarily, so I get my money's worth. So
Sammy Osgard.
Sammy Osgard, I love that. That's great. So no, this is actually when you take your vitamins and you eat dandelions, this does it to your
That's
hair.
what happens.
Yeah, it
that's your
just
dandelion
it
hair.
kind of moved up from my armpits to my head, so it's just a kind of a transfer thing there. I gotta say, I want to thank Patty. Patty, I think you're my newest Patreon. Thank you so
yes,
much,
mine too.
Patty. Patty, that is very thoughtful of you. And again, we do appreciate that very much. A couple of dollars a month helps us keep everything working, kind of, sort of. So
Kind of, sort of.
yeah. So anyway,
You want to throw our fair use up real fast, and then we'll get to the Patreon card?
Yeah, where's the fair? I got two monitors up. We may have two guests or one besides Pat tonight. I'm thinking.
It'd be awesome if this guest did stop by.
Yeah, I'm hoping they do. I've got to send Pat the damn link here real quick.
Oh yeah, do that.
Oh,
but
shit.
why don't you go to the next card so we can take a look at our Patreon, so we can thank everybody who has been supporting us.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing. Without your encouragement and support, we wouldn't be able to do these things. So thank you so much.
Yeah, this is terrific. Thanks, guys. We really sincerely do appreciate it. Well, as Chanda and I have said over and over again, we're not in it for the cash, but the cash helps us maintain things. And
God, you guys paid so much over the summer. You built my system, and I thank you, and I love all of you for it. I was on a little crappy $300 Walmart laptop when we first started. And so now I'm able to reach more. And, Oz and I talk about this all the time. Being an organizer on the ground, I'll spend a month planning an event, and I'll have food catered in, and I'll have permits and whatever I need to do. And, I'll maybe reach 30, 40 people if I can get everybody out on a Saturday afternoon or something. I'm lucky if I get 100, but I'm reaching more people by doing this. So even though we're still guppies, I still feel like I'm reaching more people than I do when I'm just on the ground.
Yeah, and we are guppies, and us guppies got some ideas. We're trying to work with some of the other guppies in social media. And we've got a meeting tomorrow with the folks over at Hardlands Media.
Yeah,
and looking forward to talking to Kit. I hope he remembers that we do have a meeting tomorrow morning. So we're not out to co-opt anybody's fans, although a lot of you are in those chats and members of those great social independent media analyst group. So again, I think this great unmasking has really helped us know who we can count on and who we can't.
Yeah,
so
I agree. Brian, Cheeseman, I'm sorry, I should have put your name on there. Just because it wasn't on the list that was generated by the computer, because you have been an awesome support to us.
Yeah,
so don't you even feel bad about it. We totally get it. Right now, we are in a pandemic. We're about to see epic, disparity across the country. So no, don't even feel bad. And anytime you have to take your Patreon back, we understand.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I've encouraged a few people to do that. We should do is, we're going to make them permanently on there anyway, because they have contributed to the show. So
no,
that's why we didn't have you on there, Cheese, because we want to, whatever you've contributed, especially through Patreon, we want to make sure you recognize.
He was contributing all last summer too.
Oh yeah, he was giving us. He was a adult lion pack leader guy. So he was really
back when I had the headphones and my boyfriend's gaming mic.
that was so yeah, but don't apologize. Don't ever apologize. If you get into Patreon and you can drop a couple of bucks, and if you have to cancel after a month or two, go right ahead.
Feel bad.
It's fine. It's fine. And plus, sometimes we kind of rattle some people's sensibilities, and they get a little bit frustrated with us. But,
to each their own.
But no hard
That's
feelings.
what happens when you speak the truth. So
Yeah.
So I had fun with Reface again. You're gonna love this one.
I can't wait. What is it? Is it Little Bo Peep?
You shall see.
Will you fly like a teacher in the sky?
Take it again.
I've never looked so good. I mean that Alice in Wonderland Johnny Depp has a thinning effect on my face. I kind of like that. So
You kind of liked it. Yeah.
took weight off. Now I assume the next one you put one up for you, right?
Well, I couldn't let you have all the fun. I wanted to sing with the forest animals too.
Yes.
Come, my little friends.
Oh,
sing
shit.
out a happy little working song. Merry little voices, clear and strong. Come along as we're finishing our happy working song.
Yeah, that's you, Chanda. That's you. I kind of expect more like this diesel-powered guillotine and a morning star. So you want to make that correction and have it in next week's.
Wait till you see what I got planned for next week.
Oh my God! Anyway.
You'll see some little things cherry picked throughout the deck. I did a little tweaking on pictures today.
Yeah, Cheese. We hope you didn't lose your employment like so many people have. So
many.
yeah, it's that sucks. Like I said, if you guys are out of work and you're doing Patreons, cancel them immediately.
Yeah,
Truly,
definitely.
truly. What do we got here?
So it's have you guys had a day from hell battling authoritarian censorship? I have.
Oh my God, my Facebook is screwed. Not that I use it that much, but I use the instant messenger, and now it's not the same. And
Well, I admin probably, I don't know, 40, 50 groups. And I get this warning, and this is for the Progressive Party, which there was 3 progressive parties. They purged 2 of them this last week. They're gone. One was 8.4K, and the other one was maybe 5 or 6K. My group's like 14K. And, they turned on this post approval like 3 months ago, when we were saying, we called it right down to the fucking week and days that we knew they would roll this type of censorship out. And here we are, and it's freaking happening. I'm going to go back and find the videos. But so yesterday, I get all of these reported posts that I need to go in and look at. And I don't censor people. That's not my freaking job. If it's an opinion and it's legit, I'll leave it. It's not up to me to defend, take something down, whatever. But if it's bullying or if it's, malice, mean, whatever, of course I will take it down and remove it. If it's racist, it's, whatever, I'll remove it. So yesterday, it was just normal progressive shit that was coming through my feed. So I was just leaving them. I'm like, no, this is fine. Damn Facebook. This is fine. So today, now we got a notification to the group saying, group quality, we want to help you keep your group safe. Group quality lets you know if the content in your group goes against Facebook's policies, what we've done about it, and what you can do. Warning, you have admin violations. If more admins violations occur, we may disable your group. So then when you click the little arrow, it says, what is this? It says, here we are showing you when admins or monitors have been posted or approved content for the last 90 days that have violated our policies. So then it shows my picture and it says you approved one piece of content that Facebook later removed for violating community standards yesterday, admin. So I am being punished as the admin for not removing posts or approving posts they didn't agree with. And after we get so many of these, they're going to take that group down. And now that group has got some amazing admins. Shama Sawant is one of the admins of that group. Calvin Priest, her husband, so it's strong with SA members, Socialist Alternative members. We populated this group coming through the journey from Bernie all the way through Bernie 2016 across the country. So we've got a lot of strong networks in that group that know what the fuck's going on because they've been there the whole time. And they're going to take us down. I already see it. They're priming it. I mean, one or two more violations, I'm done.
Yeah, just, go over there, one of our last until some of these other platforms come is Rockfin. So we please go over to Rockfin. You can subscribe for free. You don't have to pay for the premium, which is $10 a month. But still, you might be better off, paying that because you get most of the actual real, progressives over there. I mean, the ones that are over there. speaking on the issues. So yeah, subscribe. And I want to thank everybody that has gone over to Rockfin, because what are we at now? We're at
850.
850. We're 150 away from that 1,000, and when we hit the
I remember when we had like 12.
Yeah, when we had 12. So we are growing over there in Rockfin, and we do get compensated better over at Rockfin, but we don't take that compensation. We're leaving it in there because it's in Bitcoin.
Right.
And what we hope to do with some of that compensation is to help other content creators who are actually progressive with their tech, so they can get on and we can build the Roar Media channel. One of the proposals that we're going to be talking about tomorrow, hopefully, is taking some of you folks that are, just starting out, want to actually start speaking to these issues, women of color, identity, just the people that seem to get left out of the social media. We're not talking about the big groups like, GYT, because they're not progressive.
No, we're talking about everyday activists, people whose voices need to be elevated and lifted. And just like me, they only had a laptop and a crappy camera. Oz has been so awesome with so many people. Oz, I gotta say, I've sat through so many meetings where we're teaching somebody what the studio is, how it works, how we use it, how the slide decks work, and how they can build a show so they can do a presentation for whatever they want to do. And that's all we want to do, is empower people. So that's what we use the money for. Oz, I thank you so much for you giving your
it's
talents.
my pleasure.
Because
it is.
But we need more engineers is the thing. And that's just it. We just want a place where all progressive independent media can come post their stuff if they want to. We don't own it. We're fully, you're fully autonomous, just a community is what we're trying to build.
Yeah, and we want an alliance on the right side of the issues. That's where I'm going to say.
Side.
Yeah, the right side of the issues. And who's the arbiter of the right side? Look in the mirror. If you're right, then you're right. If you're trying to sell bullshit, you won't be able to look yourself in the eye unless you're some sociopath. So again, that's where we're at, and we hope to bring folks over, show them what we do, like Chanda said. But we don't want to clone ourselves. We want your individuality, your creativity, to do more things and expand the formats, because obviously television is dead, because again, I hate the murder.
How's your CBS whatever working out for you?
Yeah, it's not working
All
out.
access.
Yeah, and you know what I'm watching? The Odd Couple from 1970.
Well, can you get that on something else?
Nope, the CBS is and Beauty and the Beast, of course, because I love Beauty and the Beast.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So Linda Hamilton, Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
Best series ever. Okay, what do we have here?
So this is a Tucker Carlson interview with one of the CEOs of Parler or Parlay, however you want to say it, Jason Burmis. But what she has to say is terrifying. It's truly terrifying when you realize what is happening right now to us censorship wise and what's coming.
Chanda, Tucker Carlson's getting really low props for hosting Jimmy Dore, right?
Oh, we had Jimmy Dore on. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, gee. Here we go.
Right here, and now Tucker Carlson has introduced Amy here, and I want to just play the conversation.
We are also having issues with a CAPTCHA, using any sort of a CAPTCHA in our program. Flurry dropped us. There's also people that you weren't really aware of unless you were into the tech, the people who actually connect you to the internet and provide nodes, and the hosts, who domain hosts, etc. And those are the people on the tech side that I'm not as aware of. But there are a number of people involved. And whether they're all working together or whether they're all just caving into the same cancel culture pressure, obviously at Parler we do think that we were singled out unfairly, because this content that nobody wants on anywhere on their platforms, this inciting content that is wrong, was unfortunately everywhere, as you've read in stories this week from the Washington Post and elsewhere.
So again, it's for thee, not me. She's pointing out the fact that whatever they're saying was hateful or insightful on her platform was on every platform. Was on every platform. Let's not play pretend. And remember, we had to do that story of a man that went around murdering people while live streaming to Facebook, and no one covered it. No one covered it. Why? Because it didn't fit their narrative. And again, if that were to happen on Parler or Gab or any of these alternative platforms, somebody live streaming the day they're going around shooting and killing random people, you bet that'd be everywhere. But not when it's Facebook. No, we're not canceling them. I wonder why.
I assume most of them are just greedy, soulless little robots who will do whatever it takes to continue to loot the country.
Well,
it's not like they have an ideological agenda.
Whether they have agenda or not, here's one of the things that I think is going on, at least with the bigger tech companies. People have been talking about collusion. Is there collusion involved? But what if the truth is actually a lot worse, and that Parler is just the latest casualty in a sort of Faustian bargain that big tech has made with statist government? And by this I mean that big tech has made itself dependent on immunity with respect to its two major prongs for monetization that it depends on. So one of them is this content moderation, removing pieces of content. They have immunity for that.
So let's stop. I want to stop that because she's pointing out two big things. Number one, they can aggregate and moderate content. In other words, choose their narrative, right? Make things disappear, make them less authoritative, and just outright censor them.
Say what you will about Tucker. At least he has the balls to bring somebody on and let them speak some truths, and that's what we see out of Jimmy. And
I don't want
a lot of
any
people that go on there.
Yeah, I don't want anybody. I don't want my neighbor. I don't want Silicon Valley dictating what I see. Fine.
They are everything. I mean, they are reigning in the internet. Let me tell you, it used to be the wild fucking West. It's been tamed.
Yeah, it has.
Been algorithm tamed.
Yeah, it cratered when did it start cratering? 2015?
2016. We blindsided them. The Bernie movement fucking blindsided the social media in Silicon Valley with the power of letting people have free speech and just not controlling the narrative. And they didn't see us coming. And then they scrambled. And that's where the whole fucking Hillary Clinton thing unraveled for her. We did it through social media. We networked. That's how we got the movement behind Bernie, was because we all had our damn phones. And so in 2016 and 17, man, they started figuring out how the fuck they were going to squash that. And they've got it down 4 years later. I think they've got a good cinch on it.
Well, I hope you guys remember that if you let them do this with this, as much as the corporate media has been taking things out of context from all sides of the progressives and the conservative side, the next person is going to be you, like that old saying. So we aren't supporting Parler in the sense of anything but their platform. All these things, the internet should be a public utility, period. These platforms.
Right. And Section 230 needs fucking completely ratified. You're either a publisher or you are a platform. You are not both.
Yeah, I totally agree. Let me see. Where are we going now? I've got to skip 10 and I'll get back to it. What is this?
This is, go ahead. It's more censorship. It's mainstream narrative.
I don't want to hear it.
Freedom of the press is only guaranteed when you
And that's not very loud.
Communication breakdown. Pause for the message. Wake up. Every station is a gentrification. Global syndication is the shaping of the nation. ABC, Disney, NBC, GE, murder gets Foxy, and with a hint, he owns a pen. The camera, the sword, by a Coke, by a Ford, getting broke, getting bored. And experience your psychic.
From the earliest days, freedom of the press was what defined America. Thomas Jefferson, who helped write the Declaration of Independence, believed a free media was essential for a free nation, saying, were it left to me to decide whether we should have a government without newspapers or newspapers without a government, I should not hesitate a moment to prefer the latter. That was in 1787. Today our newspapers seem to be fading in importance in a multimedia world that is largely owned and controlled by a handful of large media corporations.
I think we're probably the most media-dominated society in the world.
Jeff Cohn worked in major media. Now he's one of the industry's fiercest critics.
Half a dozen corporations own and control most of the mainstream media in our country. So if you're looking at who rules America or who owns America, it's the same people that propagandize to America.
The press and the outlets that report news or convey information are just a small slice of vast media empires producing entertainment products that also sell a way of life based on consumption.
When you look at who's on the boards of media corporations, they're also on the boards of U.S. oil companies, and they're on the boards of U.S. military contractors. So trying to study who owns America, you're really also, these are the people that own the media. We don't have a state media, but in some ways it's very much like a state media. It's the corporate state.
Yeah, it is. We do have
Yep.
a we have a
It's
corporate
the military
state media.
industrial complex.
Somebody
media
was
is what it is.
yeah, they were hollering on some show today earlier that I was listening to about saving our democracy. Are you kidding me? We've got a kleptocracy. I mean, really?
This tells me you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a corporatocracy. It's a damn
Yeah.
label. You don't know what you're talking about. We can't save a
Well,
democracy.
it's going to be it's a technocracy now because we have two problems. We have we have more than that, but when it's coming to censorship, we have the mainstream narrative, which is these asshats, and then we have Silicon Valley, which a lot of them are owned by. They're all interchanged. They're all on each other's boards. They're all owned by each other. It's just one powerful force.
Well, yeah, and that it is. It's one powerful force. Now, this one you brought is where I think it really went off the rails.
This is totally where it went off the rails. It says the Telecommunications Act of 1996 helped pave the way for the Sinclair broadcasting monopoly. In 1996, President Bill Clinton passed the Telecommunications Act, the largest overhaul of the country's telecommunications legislation in over 60 years. For decades, the FCC enforced what was known as the Rule of Seven, prohibiting any one company from owning more than 7 radio stations or 7 television networks. Now, a single entity can own as much as 35% of the market. And we know that they do. There's 5 of them? I think there's 5.
Yeah, there's 5. There's 5, and
We've talked about it before. We've got charts before.
Yeah, it's in the hands, back when it was in the hands of 50 or 150 different companies. Now it's in the hands of just 5. Just 5. So that, thanks Bill. We know what a sleazeball you are. But yeah, this is it, and it's in a battle. We're in it up to our knees, and I don't know how it's going to end. It's not going to end well, though. That's what I do know.
Well, as progressives, we've been talking about this for 6 freaking years now. We knew that they would always have the ability to come in and shut down our organizing abilities on these social media platforms. So we've always pushed for email lists and phone numbers, and I'm confident that we will figure it out, and we will find the other platforms. I mean, come on, capitalism's got to produce something if it's going to, that's it. I honestly think capitalism is the only thing that can combat that and help us at this point, right?
Roz is all down. He says it's silicon lube.
Silicon lube.
Yeah, and Cheeseman says, hey, Chanda, remember net neutrality fight? That's when it started. No, that part of it started with net neutrality.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The net neutrality fight is when we really started to see pushback and censorship on Facebook.
Then again, Cheese. How quick is Biden going to replace a shit pie as the head of the FCC? I don't think he's going to.
No, he's not. Are you kidding?
He should fire that guy immediately, but he's not going to do it. You watch. That's my bet.
Well, I think they're all happy. Silicon Valley is happy being hand in hand with the military-industrial complex and the DNC, because let's face it, that's what the DNC has become. You look at state chairs, you look at the senators, all of these representatives within the DNC, they all came through Silicon Valley, and they're all planted in their seats to hold those seats, and that's what we see at those levels is their plants. That you don't run and win a seat, you're planted in that seat.
You're parked in there forever. It's a lifetime job. It's a career.
Right. Obama just gets on the phone and says, you're voting for this person.
Career politician. So the shit's going to start flying, and we called it as far as several of the issues this week with the clamp down right after. I remember that, Chanda. We were talking about right after Christmas, I would say around the middle of January. 20th, did we say inauguration day. Is that when we said?
This was before the election. So
Yeah.
I think it was the week before the election. I'm going to go find the video of us saying that the week before the inauguration, this is what will happen.
Yeah, and I'm still going to stick with my January 18th into fourth quarter 2020 as more economic downturn on steroids. And if they push it forward with that $1,400 check, even if do you think that's going to get passed?
Well, it depends. Now, if the oligarchs, because, a lot of them do earn their money off of the consumerism, right? And if we don't have the money to go out there and consume shit, they're not pocketing it. So they want this money because that's what happens. It just filters up to them when they do give it to us. So they might be a little bit of advocating going on for giving us a little stimulus because then it goes straight in their pocket.
Yeah, it's a one-shot deal, and instead of the 2,000, which Biden in fact did promise. When
right.
Georgia, he did promise it. Don't argue with me. Don't tell me he didn't say that. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. He didn't say.
I saw
another additional. Freaking,
600 plus 1,400 equals 2. No. That wasn't the formula he used. He said we'll get those $2,000 checks out. $2,000 checks out. So it's all bullshit, and we talked about that this week.
Crystal Ball and Kyle Kalinske had Thomas Frank on, and they talked about this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, what an amazing. Go catch that interview. It's like an hour and a half, but God, it's so smart. And the populism, how the word populism has been co-opted so fucking much. Now, populism is a negative term to describe Trump supporters now.
Yeah, Thomas.
Which that's not what I knew populism to be all my whole adult life.
Yeah, well, I think we're finding ourselves more in agreement with that side of the thing than they want, and that's what they don't want. So Thomas Frank, as you all know, listen liberal, and before that, what's the matter with Kansas? He's a straight shooter, just like Chris Hedges. And I wanted to throw this out to the chats. Anyone, do you guys know what happened with Project X today? I heard it was like punked. So
they got shut down is what the chat said.
Yeah, I mean, they had a great lineup for that. And I know that Jimmy's got a paid-for show. I think they were doing it tonight with Graham and the rest of them. But this Project X was supposed to be at 2 p.m. Pacific today, and I didn't see anything happen. I saw Nico and somebody else discussing something, but they couldn't get it off the ground. Let me see.
I absolutely don't support capitalism, if that's what you're thinking, Salt Laker.
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying I think capitalism is the only thing that could fight this back at this point.
Yeah, well, that's FDR. That's how he saved capitalism, by, making the government the check writer for the jurisdictions to fix something, and it happened to work out at that point.
Right, but if he hadn't, what would have happened? What would have happened to our country had we just kept spiraling down into the Hoover spiral? I mean, would we have became a fascist nation? I mean, there comes a point where capitalism, if we don't keep using capitalism to save democracy, the democratic system, then we're going to just spiral into a fascist state, because that's how it happens.
Well, we would have never had that time after World War II where the middle class grew the way it did and established that. But that was only for like 20 years. It was from 50 to 70. And I'm a child of that era. So, I've still got a couple of, popsicle sticks to rub together. But for my daughter and this generation, they are on the precipice of something that we have not seen since I was born. So I'm really fearful of that.
Right.
What do we have? Is this a new, what is this?
We're going to talk about all these planned attacks.
Is that a Daniel Boone guy?
That guy.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. This isn't Buffalo Man. This is Davy Crockett Man, right?
He's the knockoff of the other one.
Oh, okay. This is the dime store.
He's a district court judge's
More
son
suspects are being tracked down today, with authorities telling them, turn yourself in.
I'm asking every individual who defiled the Capitol of the United States and broke in to turn themselves in. You'll be treated fairly and decently with respect.
60-year-old Richard Barnett, who put his feet up on Nancy Pelosi's desk, has been arrested in his home state of Arkansas. 35-year-old Josiah Colt of Boise, Idaho, seen hanging from the Senate balcony, says he has hired an attorney.
I didn't hurt anybody, and I just love America. I love Trump. I love what he stands for.
Citizen sleuths across America are also identifying other possible suspects.
We're all going to be up here. We're going to be breaking those windows. We're going to be having to deal with the tear bombs.
She's the one that wants
was identified
the pardon.
on social media as Jenna Ryan, a Texas real estate broker.
She
and
wants the
radio
pardon
show
from
host.
Trump.
She flew to Washington by private jet. This man, identified as Brian Miller, works with her.
We're in the swamp, man.
In the swamp. It is like thick swamp.
She denies any wrongdoing. Cameras were rolling as this Trump supporter was confronted by an angry vet when he returned to Atlanta.
Y'all bunch of terrorists. No, we're not.
You got something to say?
We're not terrorists.
I'm a 20-year Marine.
99.9% of us.
This knucklehead wearing furs and holding a police riot shield turns out to be Aaron Mostovsky, the son of a New York State justice.
This election was stolen. We were cheated.
The man posing beneath the sign above Nancy Pelosi's office is a firefighter from Florida, Andy Williams.
We're all trying to get into the Capitol to stop this.
A corporate lawyer from Dallas, Paul Davis, posted this video and was quickly identified by his boss, who announced Davis is no longer employed by Goosehead Insurance. Nicholas Rodin wore his work ID badge around his neck.
That's a smart one.
Not a good idea. He has been terminated for cause. The FBI released wanted posters for 72 suspects. They're also seeking this man for allegedly planting a pipe bomb. There are concerns today that the mob will strike again on Inauguration Day. I spoke with security expert Tim Gallagher.
What are security officials here in Washington doing now to prepare for the inauguration?
Absolutely everything is on the table to secure this event. It's dump trucks full of sand. It's probably drones. It's security cameras.
Meanwhile, Brian Sicknick, the Capitol Hill cop beaten to death with a fire extinguisher during the Capitol siege, is being mourned by his brothers in blue.
Yeah, that was a funny typo, Zox. Yeah, so these guys, I don't know, I found some of these really just fucking funny.
I like this guy. Now, he's the son of a New York attorney.
A justice, yeah.
Justice.
A justice.
So this is where your kids...
He came for battle.
Kids gone wild. I mean, shit.
This is a kid who's had too much time cosplaying. He needs to lay off the Fortnite.
Jesus Christ! I want that outfit. I'm gonna remember this. So
He's like the knockoff brother to the next one, because there's another video clip after this one. But of course, this is the good one.
This is Tuscarora, man.
Yeah, this guy.
Oh, fuck. Okay, I think he was on an episode of the original Star Trek. I'm not sure.
Could be.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this Friday night. We are going to begin with some breaking news because federal prosecutors now say that some of those rioters who stormed the U.S. Capitol last Wednesday intended to capture and assassinate government officials, including Vice President Mike Pence. And tonight we're learning chilling new details about just how close they were to their target.
I got
CS
you,
News
P.
has
1
confirmed that
minute.
Secret Service agents whisked Mr. Pence into an office off of the Senate floor. Just 1 minute before rioters stormed up a nearby stairwell in what some are calling a stunning breach of Secret Service protection. Now, as we come on the air, the nationwide manhunt to arrest and detain some of the most violent rioters is expanding, as concern grows that some of them may now be planning more attacks during next week's inauguration. There's also this. Investigators say there is mounting evidence the insurrection may have been carefully planned, pointing to videos and eyewitness accounts of groups wearing military-style gear and using SWAT-style hand gestures. Well, tonight, sources tell CBS News a new intelligence bulletin is warning that domestic extremists now pose the highest threat to President-elect Biden's swearing in, and the intelligence community now believes foreign adversaries are trying to exploit that threat and spread disinformation online.
Okay, so what did you see in common with those last two clips? Those were both mainstream narratives, right? One was CBS and one was Access or Inside Edition. So the narrative is be scared, be fearful. There's attacks coming, and don't worry, we've sent the troops in to lock down the Capitol. Is basically what I see from that narrative.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. I just. Yeah, again, this is crazy, and this is one more point where they're going to use the goddamn censorship on us. This is going to be their frickin' fucking excuse, one of them that's in there. We have a guest. We have a guest, everybody.
I know. I'm excited. I'm
Yeah,
excited that our guest
excited.
popped in. I'm glad he got the message.
See our brother here. 1 minute here. I've got a color thing going on here. I'm gonna fix it while he's up.
Why am I like all messed up? Like I'm trying to.
I don't know. I don't know why you're all messed up. Let me get you. Let me get you on. Let me get you on another camera.
My hair is looking too good to not, like. Oh, here's. Let me see.
Your lighting's not the greatest, but
Yeah.
I should be able to.
Yeah.
fix it
Let
up a
me
little
see
bit.
if I can fix this. I think I know this guy. Do you know this guy?
Yeah, I know this guy.
Yeah, I know this guy. This guy's brother P from the Convo Couch. Brother Pasta.
Loud? Am I sounding okay?
No, your mic isn't connecting. You're coming through someplace else.
Okay, let me handle that.
Yeah, let me get it in there.
Pasta. The chat sees ya.
Yeah, pasta. Pasta.
You know what it is? I got it. Hold on.
Okay.
Remy.
He's gonna figure it out. So yeah, Pasta stopping by from the Convo Couch. We thought we'd talk about the Orwellian authoritarian shit we see happening.
Yeah,
you talking about 1984? Is that better?
Oh,
Yeah,
man, we're
that's
living
much
it.
better.
You know what? I clicked on your video today to watch it on YouTube, and a window popped up and said, "You're being warned that we do not approve of this content." Blah, blah, blah. If you want to continue, hit yes. And I did. And another window popped up after that saying that I had to confirm that I understood that it went against their standards to watch this shit.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I was shocked. That's the first time I've actually had to go through multiple windows on YouTube to get to somebody that I subscribe to.
Well, I mean, it's different times now after the attack or the theatrics at the Capitol building, right? I mean, we are heading towards this 1984. Why is my face all getting like?
Yeah, holy! It's your lighting. You got too much light hitting you straight on the face. I think push back a little.
Yeah, let me check camera
Too
number
much
one.
light, or do I need less light?
Less light. Yeah, there you
Less
go.
light.
That's
There
good.
you go. There.
Yeah, sit back and just relax. You're fine.
Yeah, if you sit back, you're good.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna
I
make
still
sure.
got stuff on my face.
Yeah, it's chroma key. Let me turn it off if it's on there. So hold on one
I
second.
keep on thinking it's like my stuff on my end because I'm messing
I
everything
don't
up.
think so. It's probably our stuff. So
We'll get it figured out.
we'll get it
I
figured
figure,
out.
Hey, I want to make sure I'm watching you guys on YouTube as we're doing this too, because I got bamboozled today. It's ROAR, right?
Roar Media. Yeah, that's
Roar
it.
Media.
So I got bamboozled today because I'm still subscribed to Uphill,
Right.
and I jump on and I'm like, oh shit, that's not Chanda. That's not Oz. I remember these two guys, you know what I'm saying? And, I very much like the opinions of, I believe his name is Marcos of sorts.
Yeah, Marcus.
Marcus.
And I really much like his opinions, except I remember the other gentleman was a person who has a severe case of TDS. And boy, does he, I mean, like, and, at the end of the thing, I was like, let me try this too as well. At the end of the thing, and I was putting things in the message board, and maybe I shouldn't. Hey, I mean, Ozaloot, you want to do your own thing, that's fine. Go ahead and do it. But I just remembered you guys and how much I love you guys and how we just click mentality-wise. And it really just upset me, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to bash your old place you guys work at, but man, I mean, all they were doing was making fun of Trump and talking about all these things with zero pushback. And I'm like, at the end, I said, what makes you guys any different than MSNBC? Seriously, what makes you any different than CNN? And, try to answer me in a nice, condo couch, and, we don't take money to do this stuff. I said, well, to me, that's worse. You're talking this shit for free?
Yeah.
Like, where's your head? Like, I get it. Orange man bad. Orange man bad. Got it. But, I mean, there's a little bit more nuance to what's going on. And this whole little line he did about the elections. Like, this is the timeline of the elections when Donald Trump said that he would no longer accept the results, and he started complaining and said it would be messed up and blah, blah, blah. And, like, he's just reporting CNN Chris Cuomo, things. And it's just, it was so disheartening because people are spewing out so much disinformation about how elections work. And I got to tell you this, Master Chanda, Mr. Oz, I really looked up to a lot of people in this business. I'm a kid with a high school degree and some college, right? And I really looked up to some people in this business in the independent media field. And it just was such a surprise to see how little they understand and know about elections. They don't know what they're talking about. You know,
Yeah.
so I had to call you today when I texted you, Chanda. I said, I got to speak to somebody who knows about elections. Not that I just want to harp on it, just I want to talk to somebody, you know, some fam of ours in the same kind of like, you know, mentality, because it gets lonely on the left when
Well,
nobody's
you're not
talking about what
alone.
you're talking about.
You are so not alone. You know, I watched the attacks that you guys took last week, especially from JC. And I've been very supportive of his career over the last 6 years. It was disheartening, and I'm done. There's so many people that we worked with in independent media since Force the Vote have really showed their true colors. That, you know, I'm glad that we're pulling together the people that are on the same side, agreeing on the same things. And, you know, yeah, I'm sorry about the uphill thing. Now you see why we left, and we're so excited to have Roar Media and be able to lift independent media voices that know the truth. Oh, that's so much better.
It was my bad. It was I told you guys it was my bad.
Yeah, it was your chroma key was
I'm
on
a
your
boomer.
background.
I'm not a boomer. I'm a Generation X and stuff. But
yeah, I'm a Gen X.
Go on, Chanda, because I'm loving you. Because also too, as well, is like when you guys are done. Like I said, I'd love to film a little something with you, and I want to call it Convo Couch. Get your coffee Sunday with Chanda and pasta. Maybe have a little thing so I can premiere it.
Yeah.
You know, Urella has 2 other interviews today. She's working to the bone.
I
So I want to give her a little night off and kind of premiere something on a Sunday. Maybe have a little fun with it. That's why I got my Gorillas Are Freaking Awesome mug full of soda water. But
yeah, we're going to talk to our brothers over at Hardlands Media tomorrow. We're having a meeting with them at 10 o'clock. And this is exactly what we're talking about. This great unmasking that Force the Vote did really showed us who has got their shit together and is on track and who's being paid by the corporate tools out there.
Or it's careerists.
Yeah, the careerists. So, you know, that really cleaned up the field a lot. And so all we're advocating is we're guppies in this thing. You guys have been growing great and you're doing good work and election integrity. I don't know how many times you got to tell these people we have a problem with election integrity, whether you want Trump or not.
Years.
It's
6 years.
Jesus Christ.
You guys know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I talked to you, Chanda. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
You know, Rick. I mean, come on. We've been talking about this for a long time, and I don't get the mentality. Oh, they only cheated in the primaries. They cheated in the generals. So you're going to do what we call half a steal. All right.
Yeah.
You're going to take your guns. You're going to rush into the bank. Just say, get on the floor and give us your money. And before they give you the money, you're going to go running out the fucking bank.
Right.
Like, why wouldn't you complete the deal? And then anybody who cheats or lies or steals is a liar, is a thief, is a cheat, is a steal. They're going to continue to do it. And just hearing some of the way a lot of these people on the left, people I tell you, and once again, it's not a sexy subject, right? It's boring when you talk about elections. It's boring. Right. But they don't know what's going on. They literally repeat CNN talking points. When I was having that argument with JC from Status Quo, right. He had mentioned, I'm like, well, tell me how all these votes came in, 138,000 in the middle of the night for Joe Biden. And he was like, all the millions came in late. That's what's going to happen. They count them last. I'm like, no, they don't count them last. And in Wisconsin, right. More people requested mail-in ballots were Republican, not Democrat. And a lot of people don't understand that 75, 80%, maybe even close to 85% of those mail-ins came in before Election Day. They just
yeah.
And also, Chanda, we talked about this with the mail-ins. Like, people go, well, it works in Washington. Mail-ins are good. They work here. I'm like,
right.
Yeah, sure.
You don't know where they're coming from.
Yeah.
You might be able to count them when they get there, but it's an easy way to
Well, at least we have signature verification. A lot of these states that got they threw out the signature verification in Philadelphia and didn't they?
In Georgia too?
In Georgia, yeah.
I mean, well, what they did was illegal. They moved people out of the room who were there to scrutinize the ballots. I mean, we even have video going, oh, the Republicans, get out of the room. Like, hello, that's illegal.
Do you remember that crazy story I sent you right after Election Day? And it was kind of an underground newspaper where they were talking about the Philadelphia mob getting paid $3 million to fill in like 3,000 ballots. I just found it so ironic that all these totes of ballots started showing up in Philadelphia. And guess what? They were just a little over 300,000 fucking votes when they audited it from where it should be. But you're not allowed to talk about these things. I mean, that is a total conspiracy, but goddamn. This is America. We know what happens. We'll hear 20 years from now that the Philadelphia mob was the one that rigged that part of the election,
it's just, it blows my mind, the fact that, and I know you guys were talking about it too, and I know you guys aren't getting duped by this.
Hell no. Hell no.
You're not getting duped by this shit. The censorship that's been coming out of left field, woof. Let me tell you something. In your conversation tomorrow, make sure you just continue to talk about Rockfin. I think Rockfin is a ray of light for us. It didn't happen overnight, but then all of a sudden when we started building momentum, it started coming in. Now our ray is worth $4.75.
Oh, yeah.
Cents last year.
So do you have conversations with the creators of Rockfin? Because, you know, talking with independent media that, you know, the little guys, the one thing we want to protect ourselves from is them being able to take us off American servers. Now, that's what we saw happen with Parler. And I know that Rockfin servers are based out of Texas. They are American servers. I believe, I want to say Amazon. I could be wrong. But so they could literally come for Rockfin at any time. Now that was what they've done for Parler. So, you know, if you can talk to them, God, if we could get off American servers.
Hey, listen, Chanda, this is what I'm, Master, my master. We're thinking on the same thing. I texted Martin Floriani yesterday.
Good.
And can we get taken down like Parler can get taken down?
Yes.
And then I also showed him a little thing that, like a little in a little chat where people were talking about, hey man, maybe we should get more of a presence on Twitch so we can expand our horizons. I'm like, listen, we have to think about this.
Fuck Twitch. Twitch is owned by Amazon. You're not going to build anything on Bezos. Well, I've been on Twitch. We've been on Twitch for 8 months and we haven't done shit over there.
Listen.
And they're censoring us. They cut our audio on two of our videos. They've done it to us too.
Yeah. And listen, every day, every friggin' day, guys, I am this close to just erasing my Facebook, just deleting it.
Oh, I know.
Deleting it. You know, but I got people from high school that kind of get at me. I know. Old parents that get at me and stuff. Right. So I gotta but it's just so aggravating. And I told them in this thread, I'm like, listen, guys, we need to pull away from these things because these people control everything. The whole kind of practice is what goes on YouTube. Their whole method is that they control everything. They own our data.
Right.
They own our content. They make money on our content and they give it to us as they please, when they please. Hey, man, they can run ads on our shit, not even give us the money and keep it.
Yeah,
so
they do.
The model is disgusting, but Rockfin has a model where we are part of that platform and we get paid in crypto, depending on what we do and how we bring people to the platform. By the way, guys, too, Oz, with that beautiful hair, I'm just in my room the other day, and I'm cleaning it out, and I found this letter that we all wrote for you guys to send to Seattle, and I didn't send it off. And I know the fams upstairs will be so upset when they found out I never sent that to you in your shirts. And I got COVID. When we all got COVID, I was like, oh.
Oh, no, we totally get it.
I got to send it out again. So, I mean, don't tell on me.
It's not a priority, brother. It's not a priority.
Yeah, I do. My fam is going to get mad at me.
Yeah, they won't. They love you down there. We all love you. And we have your back. As long we have Richie's back, we have Franco's back. We've got all of them on the right side of this issue. I want to tell you a quick story today. Here I am, Chanda, out there on my goddamn tractor, and Pasta's yelling at me. Come on, Oz, get over there. We know you're on Rockfin. And I said, well, Pasta, I can't go on Rockfin because I'm on the tractor digging up my garden. So, yeah.
You don't have the app? What do you have?
You don't have the app.
No, I don't have it. No, I don't have it on my phone.
He's a boomer.
I'm a boomer, man.
He's a boomer. He can't use his phone. You know?
Yeah, I can't use my phone.
They don't even have an Android app. But they're coming with that.
Yeah.
Something else they have to do. They have to get a scheduling feature so we can schedule out our clips. Because here's the thing. Okay. We would have our videos. We'd have our show, for instance, and we would cut our show into 3 different shows to clip up and share out on Facebook or wherever we want to, where everybody wants to share. And they were pieces of YouTube, clipped up on YouTube. Starting next week, we're going to go the other way around. We're just going to leave our live stream up, do our live stream on YouTube, and then clip up and send it out for Rockfin.
Yeah.
And if you want to share, they can share for the Rockfin and start. Listen, this is about freedom of speech now, guys, right? I mean, this is some serious shit over here.
Yeah.
And, it just makes me nervous as can be that anytime they want to, they can just pull us. You saw what's going on, the warnings they gave you guys today. I mean,
they punked your instant messenger today. They redirected that, so it's going straight to the deep state. So
that's just it. We got updates for iOS and Windows across the country last night. Both systems, which are the 2 main operating systems for the whole fucking country, updated last night. So a whole bunch of new authoritarian measures dropped in on us.
Yeah, there's Pasta.
Great times.
Yeah, great time.
Yeah. I definitely.
So while we got you here, predictions. What's going to happen in the next week, 2 weeks?
Well, let me get the light on me now that I fixed the whole feed because I want everybody to see my beautiful face.
Yes, we know. You're single, right? Ladies, are you still single?
Yeah.
All right, ladies. Pasta's single.
Pasta's single. Oh, maybe we should auction them off for charity.
Yeah, I think so.
Independent media.
Chanda.
Rockfin prize. Rockfin.
To you guys.
Yeah.
I do it for the team.
Yeah, there he is.
Always belonging to you guys. My heart's with you, with Chanda and Oz. Please. Don't want to go nowhere with this stuff.
Look at him grin. Look at him smile.
Because I became a vegan. I put on a nice shirt over here. I went hiking, you know. I got my Julian Assange bands on over here.
You're looking
That's
good,
awesome.
dude.
That's
Here's one of my
awesome.
predictions,
Okay.
and I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to tell you something. So we went to D.C. We didn't go there just for Stop the Steal. We went there for Force the Vote. We got to speak. Fiorella, man.
I watched
yeah.
some of her stuff.
Fiery ass,
So
goddamn
passionate,
speech.
fiery. Yes, I love it.
Wow. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The second day, she was on the steps, and the cops were surrounding us. It was like crazy. And I'm like going to Jackson. I'm like, let's go. Let's get to the park. The park is the safe zone. That's where we have our freaking, you know, permit. And there were more cops at one point than there were protesters. There was like 45 protesters and 55 cops.
Right.
Johnny was going around getting them all there and, you know, whatnot. So we went for the Force to Vote, and then we went for the Assange stuff. So I'm going to start my predictions really quick with the Assange things, because it really does. This is one of the most upsetting things to see happen on the left, really, is the whole just demonization of Julian Assange and what he stands for.
Yes.
You know, freedom of speech, freedom of press, what we're doing right here. You know what I'm saying? The ability to go out and say, hey, man, I disagree with this person on that issue, and this is why. The ability to take information from whistleblowers like Chelsea Manning and put them out for the public to see. So we understand the truth of what's going on. And now they're trying to make him rot in prison.
Yeah.
I am going to make a prediction. I really think that this last thing that happened at the Capitol building, which was a total freaking psyop setup.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
We did the whole thing with John Sullivan today. We've talked to this guy.
Yeah.
And from the first time I've
I
heard
saw
this
that.
guy talk, I'm like, this guy's controlled opposition, I think.
Absolutely.
Right.
Whoa. He's coming out there and he's like reading the book about what leftists are.
They're everywhere. I have encountered them throughout this movement, and we're talking the anarchists, the ones that were in the BML movement. I mean, they're everywhere, and people think that they're fucking made up. They're not made up. I mean, until you're on the streets dealing with these people that are provocateurs, you just don't know.
You know, in Seattle, I believe up in your guys' land, if it was Oregon, they called this guy out. There was a big thread about it. We quoted today. They're like, this guy's a provocateur. He's just trying to cause problems. And then he would make his own flyer for things. Like they would say, come on, Black Lives Matter, fighting for social and racial justice. And he'd make a flyer, get this fascist out of the White House with a picture of Trump's face. And it was like he was just trying to twist and turn things. And seeing him there, and he was totally, have you guys seen the video?
Yeah. Yeah, we saw it. We heard it.
I
Yeah.
watched it. Of course we watched it.
Provoking. I mean, and like I said, if you go back to the videos we saw with the girl Corinne and even Johnny interviewed him. He didn't want to show his face, but we got him, you know what I'm saying? And the questions we asked is like he was reading from the playbook of social justice.
Yeah.
And it was just like, this is not right. He's not, and you know, you get keywords. You get keywords when he was referring to himself and other people as African Americans. It's like, well, you know, I believe in the movement. It's people of color. Like you haven't been around. You're just, you know, spewing shit here. There are little signs of things going on. Something ain't right with this guy. And the fact that he's there now, people like my mom, you know, and her friends when not in the East Coast, big Trump people. And they were immediately saying, it's Antifa. It's Antifa.
I saw that. I was like, okay,
Mom.
yeah, right.
Right? I'm like, Mom. I don't think it's Antifa. I think it was somebody really just urged on a lot of angry people, and they went there. But that's all it does. It takes a little bit of a match to light a fire.
When we pushed back against the Soros narrative back in 2016, and this is where QAnon has become so effective because we got a little bit of truth in 2016 because of WikiLeaks, and then the far right Trump supporters they got sucked into the whole QAnon. So the problem was there was truth out there. George Soros, I've been to Soros paid for events, and let me fucking tell you, they're real. They're well catered. They're well boozed. I was shocked. Like, who the fuck paid for this, because progressives don't have this type of money. You know, you see them in the streets. They come in rented, catered in buses. You know, all of a sudden these hippie kids with dreadlocks and patchouli, they've got all this money to be out there organizing, renting stages, renting, you know, PA systems. You're just asking yourself, where the hell did this money come from? And where did these kids come from? And they always have a narrative, always. And so I've seen it all over the country, but you can't explain that to people, just like you can't explain to them that for the first 45 minutes that you guys were live the other day on the Capitol steps, we could see your videos. There was no jamming going on. There was videos coming all over the fucking place. It was purposely allowed out for you guys to see on social media, for the world to see. And then 45 minutes in, they brought out the stingrays and the jammers, and they shut everybody down. They were jamming in the park just the other day, but they weren't jamming on the Capitol steps. I mean, once you've been in these movements and you've had these tactics used against you, the kettling, you know, we see the kettling all over the goddamn place. Yeah. You know, so we know, because we've been on the front lines for the last 6 years, getting mazed, getting pepper sprayed, getting beat, you know, all the things that we've had to go through, the charges, you know, I know so many good organizers right now that are facing 10 years as Antifa protesters from Portland or from Seattle, you know, so...
Yeah, that's ridiculous too. And that's, you know, and that's what I wanted to see, like some of the people on the floor, you know. And before I get to my first prediction, because talking about this, like this was a psyops, this really got him bad. Donald Trump, that is, you know what I'm saying?
It did.
But seeing like people like Cory Bush go on the floor and then try to sanction and remove people from Congress for protesting or questioning elections is disgusting. It's as fascist as can be.
Right.
And then AOC goes on Rachel Maddow and goes, Cory Bush, I'm standing by her legislation because she's trying to get rid of the people who were carrying that Confederate flag into the White House. It's like, you're just obfuscating all over the place over here. You are really throwing out. I mean, she is out of control. The squad is out of control.
They are the narrative now, because America hates the Pelosi's of the party. They hate the elites, right? She's got one of the worst ratings of anybody, you know, serving. The thing is the squad now is their reality TV face. Like yesterday morning, I saw Ilhan Omar on Good Morning America, and then you see Rashida Tlaib on, you know, CBS Live or something. So they are becoming the face of the Democratic Party, basically, is what's happening. And with the right unifying with the way it is, I mean, we've seen so many Republicans jumping ship, Liz Cheney, and where are they going to go? They're going to go to the Dems, basically. So basically, I see them just becoming one uniparty at this. I mean, becoming the party that they actually are, which is the corporate party, right? And you're going to have the right face of it and the left face of it, and the squad is the left face of it.
Yeah,
People
I mean,
gotta realize it.
It is scary. And then when Donald Trump goes, the radical left.
Right, that feeds. I know.
That's these people, and you know, and saying these are people that we went and kind of campaigned for, that we raised money for, that we helped.
Right.
When AOC came to town, we had a big fundraiser over here. You know, she sat with a bunch of activists and heard from us, had a breakfast with us. Yep. And boy, do I feel duped.
Oh yeah, boy, they're so friendly and chummy when you're working your ass off, phone banking, campaigning, running campaigns for them. Yeah, I
want to hear from you, activists, and took notes and was speaking and stuff.
Yeah.
And then when she goes, this is amazing that you guys can do this, because in New York we have a hard time getting a bunch of activists in the room because, you know, they just fight all the time, and we're like looking at each other and looking at 5 groups that are just barely holding on, that hate each other in that room.
Right.
Because it's all about oneself. You know, it's about me feeling better about myself because I'm woke now and I want to follow these people. And yeah, we got to get rid of all these Trumpers who are white nationalist Nazis that are, I mean, listen, we were there. 99.9% of the people there were fun, loving people. We met uncles, we met aunts, we met grandpas. We saw newborn babies. The shit up by the Capitol, we can't condone. Angry people.
No.
But the majority of the people, that wasn't like that.
Right.
And cast a brush on all of them to just a big, you know, you just paint a big old broad.
Well, they want to make that, you know, the Washington, D.C. will now become a security state. It'll be you've got to have everything checked before you're going to be allowed into that security state. I don't think they'll roll it back after Biden's inauguration. I think that they're just going to start really clamping down, and they're going to use the American terrorists, domestic terrorists, as their, reasoning for it. I could even see them, we all know there's legislation already wrote for a Patriot 2.0. We know that there is more acts coming that are going to protect us, which is the absolute opposite of what we need.
Yeah. Yeah. And the fact is the thing that's really disgusting too is the fact is they keep on saying that Donald Trump incited violence. Listen, I heard a speech 3 times. And there was a lot of boring stuff about the election, stuff I knew about, but he was educating the crowd that they probably already knew this stuff because a lot of his crowd knew this. And it was like, we're not going to go down there and be like Antifa. We're going to march peacefully because we're the party.
He did. I watched it live. Yeah.
He said it like 3 times. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and listen,
when you tell people the truth, Pasta, they tend to get a little pissed off. So, by telling them the truth, he incited them, I guess, is the reality.
And we've been to a lot of rallies before. I know you guys have, I have, and stuff. If that is inciting violence, then a lot of other people got to go to jail. I mean, Maxine Waters said if you see a member of Congress out and about, you go up to them and get in their face and do whatever.
She did.
Freaking Anya Presley said shit like that on the floor. I mean, Nancy Pelosi goes, I don't know why there's not uprisings all over the place. Maybe they will be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm so, and how many times we're going to march down to the Capitol? Let's go. I've started rallies on the steps of all federal courts and all these different types of places. But now it's just a whole different things. And I'm
scared to now. Can I tell you, I'm scared to go put my name on an organizing permit on any state capitol right now at this point. And I've done lots at my state capitol and in DC. And I just think that it's almost entrapment now if I do go give them all my personal information to be the target of a protest.
Yeah, well, this is terrible. And on top of it, too, let me make sure I tell your audience the truth. I think you guys know this, too, as well. The speech was at the Ellipse. He goes, we're going to go down, march down Pennsylvania Avenue, and we're going to go to the Capitol. That march is 45 minutes away.
Right.
That freaking Capitol of the Breach started 20 minutes after he finished his speech. They weren't even near yet.
It was so coordinated.
I looked at my phone and Tracy Bean said, we're not even at the Capitol yet.
Right.
So how can he incite violence? And people are saying, oh, well, they were listening to it. Like, no. The majority of people, if they were listening to anything, were listening to the session in Congress, which was going on for the actual electoral fucking votes, right? I mean, people don't know what they're talking about. So, and even when Alex Jones got there, he was on the megaphone trying to get people to stop. And if Alex Jones is your voice of reason, you got issues, man.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't totally discredit Jones. Jones gets maybe 50-60% of the shit he says, right?
Yeah. Well, his main thesis is what? You shouldn't trust your government. Guess what? I don't trust my government.
You don't. Yeah, you don't. Don't trust your government.
I don't get why some of these people out here in social media don't listen to you guys more. You were on the goddamn ground. You saw what was going on. And it's just like they're blowing you off and they're gobbling up this mass media horse shit that's been cut and taken out of context and pushing that and pissing people off. When you're saying here, you were on the ground, you saw where the peaceful protesters were in connection to when Trump made his speech, and they had all the controlled psyops people up there, the anarchists and all the rest of those crazies going into the White House or the Capitol. So, what the hell?
They were letting some of them in, right?
Yeah.
Like I thought I saw I was going to give a guy was going to get, here's a ticket for a hot dog and a soda at the end of the tour.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. But again, you are the press. You independent media like you and Franco and Jackson and everybody who paid the money, who made the trip, were on the ground. So you're the first people I'm going to fucking listen to. That's it. Not these people are being on their goddamn studios, Monday morning quarterbacks. It's bullshit. You guys were on the ground. This is why we are who we are. We're raising our money to give people tech, to buy them transportation, and get people down there to support the press, which is you guys and all the other people that were there. So that's where we're at.
That was my biggest lesson in 2016 is we are the media. You can't rely on anything that you're seeing out there to know what the hell's happening on the ground. You've got to see it firsthand.
And I agree. And my prediction is this. Going back, I digress to my prediction. With this being I know we're here, but we had to lay out the whole story, and because I was there, and like I said, like you guys were saying.
No, we haven't got to talk to you. I'm glad you stopped in tonight.
Well, I've been waiting for my invitation. I had to force myself on.
Oh, you got an open invitation. What are you talking about? Anytime, man.
I know. I'm teasing. I love you guys, but prediction, real quick.
Yeah,
Julian Assange. I'm hoping to God. Listen, the day before we were at the Action for Assange Vigil, we were over at their Airbnb. We had just done a show. Everybody was getting up and leaving, and there was a candidate for Florida. Her name is Christina Olivo. Now, she still says she's going to run as a Democrat. We're trying to talk her out of it.
That's disappointing.
It is. But once again, she's still caught in that whole mentality that you can't win unless you're. I'm like, listen, it doesn't make a difference. You can't run as a Democrat because you're not a Democrat. You're out here speaking for Julian Assange. You're forcing the vote. Right now, you cared about election integrity because it happened to you and you spoke up about it. You're not a Democrat. So don't even play that game. Oh, but anyways, she goes, let's pray. She formed a circle, and I'm not a big prayer, but
right.
We did a prayer. Johnny held my hand. There was about 3 girls in there. She did a prayer, and my body was like just tingling. She's like, and please, let's pardon this man. Let's get this man. Do not allow him to be extradited.
I hope you're right, brother. I'll pray with you guys because
she didn't pray for the pardon.
If they kill Julian, if they kill Julian,
the decision, and sure enough, what's her name? Renee Barrister, I think her name is, the judge.
Yeah,
said she's not going to extradite Julian Assange.
Yep.
I mean, I think it's kind of funny that the people who invented war, the Brits, say that our American prison's too rough. We can't send them there. I mean, these people invented war.
Totally.
But,
they're going to kill him. I mean,
that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to kill him in prison now.
Kill him.
But the fact that they didn't extradite him, it was the first win I felt we had.
Right, Max Blumenthal.
Oh my God,
yeah,
did this just
I heard
happen?
the stories. I wish I could have been there to see Max walking up to you guys smiling like the Chester cat.
You could see he was smiling. You could see a huge smile across his face, like he just got. And it was like, wow, Max Blumenthal is happy. But then he got into Max mode, and he talked about why they pardoned him. Why they decided not to extradite him, and the reasons they still were holding against him were once again that mainstream media, CNN bullshit story.
Right.
No proof of this crap of what he's done, and they still kind of held that over his head. Now, my prediction is that with what Jimmy Dore said the other day. And I know Trump watches Tucker.
I know he does too.
Right?
So
we know he
smart
watches
of
Tucker.
Jimmy. Jimmy gets a direct line to Trump by going on Tucker.
And Tucker is now the second person of high standards within the Trump movement to say, I was wrong.
Yep.
Sarah Palin was the first. I was wrong.
Yep.
Pardon Julian Assange. Like, you were right. And he said, by the veracity of your argument, Jimmy, and Jimmy, I mean, I didn't think it was Jimmy's best performance. I thought he was all over the place, but I thought he hit his points so hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He
about
did.
WikiLeaks, about Julian Assange,
Yep,
about anti-war. He hit his points so perfectly that my mother called me and goes, wow, what an interview. Your boy Jimmy was on my boy Tucker, and that was just a great interview. And listen, my prediction is he's going to say, screw this. Pardon Julian Assange.
I hope so.
Pardon Edward Snowden.
I hope he breaks it off right in their fucking eye. Just like, okay. You
that
guys
would be the
freaking-
best. Yeah, that would be the best thing he could do. And yeah, absolutely. And Jimmy's getting punked for not talking about Medicare for all from your
That's all we've talked about for the last 3 months.
Jesus Christ.
Where was everybody?
Yeah.
They weren't on
where
the
were
steps
you?
with us.
Nope.
They didn't go to Washington, D.C. to protest.
No, they were jerking each other off, man. That's what they were
Medicare for all.
doing. Yeah. They're bitching. And now on Twitter, you see who's going after Jimmy right and left. I mean, give me a break, you guys. Shut the fuck up. You know, he nailed it with Julian Assange. I commend him on that. Absolutely.
Well, these leftists, Chanda, they do not understand power and how it works. They don't. And the fact that they was like, oh, you can't force AOC to do this and do that. And then she comes out with the reason why they're doing a vote when they know it's not going to mean anything, knowing that the Senate's not going to pick up an impeachment hearing and that Pence is not going to invoke the 25th Amendment. Why do it? It's just symbolism. Well, you got to put people on record and blah, blah, blah. It's like, these are the things we were telling you to do for Medicare for all.
That was so disgusting watching her just sit there and, did she not see the hypocrisy? Hypocrisy is the biggest thing that pisses me off when they do this shit. She could not see the hypocrisy of what she was saying.
Yeah, terrible.
We've all seen the video.
Well, no, she knows she'll get away with it because she knows
She
she's
will.
got the mainstream media in her hand. They'll
Right.
repeat the things they want to repeat. They'll hide the other things they want to. They weren't talking about forced to vote on mainstream media. That was just a bubble independent kind of online kind of thing. And God bless Justin Jackson because he also punked Ryan Grimm.
I know.
Oh,
which is
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
he
we need a
did.
guy like Justin
And I've
Jackson.
been calling Grimm out since June. In June, I called Grimm out for who he was. But yeah, how awesome is he? A football player who actually knows and gets involved. I love that guy.
Yeah, we're telling him, hey man, you know how they're putting all this stuff on your shoes? Put end imperialism. Put
Yes.
He'll never get to go ahead to do that. You know what I'm saying? Abolish the CIA on his cleats. They'll never let him do
That's
that. But
awesome.
like, that would be so
Well, look
great.
what they did to Cap. Yeah, they'll never let him do that because we know that the NFL, as much as I grew up with the NFL and it's been a part of my life, my entire life, we all know that it's just ran by the military industrial complex, big oil, big pharmaceutical, and all the donors that control it, you know, the oligarchs.
Seahawks fans?
Yeah, I've been
Sorry about that.
I'm a 12th man my whole life.
Well, you know, I'm a Jets fan, and we get your first round pick, so I wanted you guys to lose right away for a better draft pick. I'm
Yeah.
sorry I rooted against you, girl. You guys
That's
went-
okay. We didn't want it. Our O-line didn't want it, so. It is what it is.
I know. It was listen, that's still a team, you know, that it lost, but they could have still won the Super Bowl. That's how powerful they were.
They are. Russell Wilson's is in his prime right now. You know,
Yeah.
every year
Jamal
we're so
Adams,
excited
too.
to see what he's doing. Yeah, exactly.
Getting Jamal Adams from us, he's a great player. I think he did
Yeah,
very
he is.
well for you guys and stuff. I think it was Russell Okung who used to play for you guys. I
Yep.
can't remember who he plays for now, but he required his last year's salary in Bitcoin. Did you hear this one?
Oh, yeah,
did.
yeah,
That's
yeah. I
awesome.
heard about that. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
How are
awesome.
you guys on the cryptos? You guys got a little Ethereum, got a little Bitcoin?
Yeah. We're doing the raise over there. We got them.
We're building up the raise.
Yeah, we've got it's been really nice. We're up to 850 followers on Rockfin now, and we started at what 12.
12.
So
Yeah, I
that's
remember we were 12.
yeah, in 6 months. That's not bad for our little
It's tough.
guppy bowl. Yeah, it is.
It's tough. It's a tough hustle. I mean, every single time we looked at the YouTube today, we're close to 600 live viewers at one point.
Yeah, you're
and
doing
we're trying
great.
to get 60 on Rockfin. And listen, I just remember like back in the days too. I remember when we first started YouTube, we'd have 8 people on.
Right.
11
Right.
people on Facebook.
Yeah.
So, you know what? You just keep at it. You keep knocking on the doors. You keep doing yourselves. Listen, you know how many times behind closed doors we're having conversation and then they say, oh, I don't know about the Medicare for all. This might not be a right way. I don't think a lot of progressives and activists are standing for this. I'm like, you better believe the Seattle peeps are for this shit.
Oh, fuck
You
yeah.
better believe the Red Berets are like, yes, you make her put that on the floor.
Exactly.
Yeah, Red
This is
Berets.
serious. If you can't get it now, when can you get it?
Yeah.
Well,
And
we're
AOC
fighting for whole Washington to get on the floor right now in Washington state. So we've got a very similar situation going on up here. It's been in committee for 3 years and we want it out of committee. We want it on the floor. So we're kind of going to do like our own mini forced vote in Washington state.
Yeah,
You know what you guys got to do too, though, as well. You guys got to start hawking the registration rules, the polls, and that's something they're doing over here right now. They know we're catching on. And it's more of I always say the EIP, which is the Election Integrity Project, they're a little bit more right-wingers. They're more right-wingish when it comes to ideology, but they're the ones that are very hard and stringent when you say this isn't a bipartisan issue. Right. It's a nonpartisan issue, and all they want is fair elections. Well, one thing that they do, their mentality is they want to make sure every vote is a fair vote from a real registered voter, not somebody who died, not somebody who moved out. They always throw in the illegal alien thing, which I always tell them, listen, illegal aliens don't vote, man. They just don't. You know, I worked in the restaurant business. I knew plenty of them. They don't vote.
They don't vote. I know, right?
So, but
why would they
anyways,
risk getting busted by ICE? Come on.
why? But either way, that like we want a fair vote. So they hawk these registration polls. So now they have a lawsuit against Alex Padilla and Gavin Newsom and a bunch of other registrars in different counties. And so what does Alex Padilla do? Alex Padilla goes for rule changes,
right?
That said he's going to restrict the actual looking at these logs. In other words, when you request data to see these logs, to check them, to make sure they're accurate, they're going to deny you that data. And they've been denying data forever. Never get it. And that's the thing with Washington is that you guys don't have a mandatory audit in the state. You don't.
No, we don't.
So whatever's coming in might be counted fairly, but you don't know what is coming in is fair.
And
know what
we've
I'm
been
saying?
fighting them on that. I actually was working with an attorney in 2016, and that's when we discovered these things, especially the no audit, the Diebold machines, especially in King County, how, our votes are talliated and given to our state auditors. We started freaking out, and we're trying to sound the alarm to, the Bernie people that are fresh off of Hillary Clinton crushing him, and them toting him around, making him campaign for her. And there's no way I'm going to get people to understand the veracity of which we are being screwed in so many different ways, because that's how they do it. They get you in so many different ways that people, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's like a spider web, right?
Yeah,
they
it's like a
attack you in
spider web,
eight different spots. So
Yep.
you might catch up to a couple, but they got 8 spots going in other ways to cheat you.
Yep,
And people don't understand that. And
They
then
don't.
this particular time, when people are like, why are you so sure that they cheated, Pasta? I said, because they were trying to game the system months beforehand. In the HEROES
They've
Act,
been
they were
gaming
trying
it.
to change laws,
Yeah.
which said that they didn't have to verify signatures in 32 out of 35 states. That
Right.
was in the HAVA Act. And that's when Trump and McConnell and all these people are like, yeah, right, get the hell out of here with
Right.
this shit. It's like, I know they were trying to game the system. And what did they do on election day? They threw out the Republicans who were supposed to be there to scrutinize these ballots, so they couldn't even get properly scrutinized. So they still got away with their plan, but they were trying to do this shit beforehand. And when they sent out all these ballots, when they shotgunned out all these ballots, and a lot of these states like Pennsylvania, like California, like Georgia, they illegally did that.
Yep.
They were not allowed to do that. They didn't go through both parties' state legislations. They went through the Secretary of State, and the governor okayed it. In the case of Pennsylvania, they went to the Supreme Court.
Yep.
No.
Supreme Court, yep.
What they did in Wisconsin with these whole mail-in ballots, boxes everywhere. And they concentrated them in the Democratic area. So in other words, every 2 square miles in Wisconsin and Milwaukee, you can sneeze and you're going to hit a drop box. But in the suburban areas where the Trump voters are, you have a better chance of finding Bigfoot and getting a picture than finding
Right,
one
we
of these
see
drop
that
boxes.
locally here too.
That's unconstitutional.
It is. it
That's
is.
not. I mean, and
But
and
it's
they
up
did
to
this
the
shit, got away with it.
Republicans to get their boxes is pretty much the way it was parsed to us. But since I joined in 5 years, we've managed to put 4 new boxes in locally, which is good because that's really helped.
Get rid of the boxes. Just get mail-in voting with tracking. That's it.
Right. If we had tracking on everything, we can track everything in the fucking world. Why
Yes,
is this
that's
even a
what I'm saying.
question?
You know when friggin' Amazon's down the street about to drop off a freaking hat that you just bought?
I know it's on the truck, right? I'm like,
on-
it's on the truck.
making a left turn, but your ballot, no.
No, exactly.
No. You know, and those are the things which really getting hard for me to stomach right now, guys, is the fact that they sell these bill of goods to the progressive, the neo-progressive left, and they buy it on emotions. Ballot harvesting is good. You could pick up Aunt Betsy's ballot. You could pick up Tommy's ballot. You could pick up Mikey's ballot. He's really busy, and you could take it in for him. Yeah, but when somebody could just walk in 1,000 ballots, hello?
Right.
They could, I mean, it's just an awful thing. And that's the thing. When you judge your elections, when you structure your rules of your elections, you should structure them from the negative aspect of what could go wrong. Because this is our elections,
Yeah.
and it should, the integrity of our elections should never be messed with. It should have good security. Nobody should get between a person and the ballot box. And when you have ballot boxing and you have all these other ballot boxes out everywhere with ballot harvesting, you're just leaving the potential for something really bad to happen.
Exactly.
And the Democrats knew it. This was their game. They know how to cheat the mail-ins. They did it for Kennedy against Nixon.
Yeah, they did.
They did it here again.
Yeah, they did. They did. They absolutely did. And I listened to all of those congressmen that night after on December 6th when they came back in and they gave their speeches. And I got to say, there was a couple of the Republican speakers that they were fucking dead on. They were right to say what they were saying. They were right to question for their constituents that they don't believe that what happened in their area was fair. And AOC and the squad are just steamrolling them with you're a terrorist sympathizer. You're and so it's sad because now their voices are being crushed out like ours were in 2016 under Bernie.
You know something else about that whole Senate here, that joint session hearing when they split off to talk to Chanda, is the thing that really pissed me off more than anything is the fact is not one Democrat talked about something of significance. All they always talk about is suppression of the vote. And I'm not saying that suppression of the vote doesn't happen, because it does. I mean, Jesus Christmas, what had happened in the Bush-Gore election, what they did in Florida was as racist as can be.
Yeah,
you know, that cross-reference list when anybody by the name of Chad Jones, even if he was Chad Jones the second or third,
Interstate
a different part of the,
cross-check,
could not vote. and they racially targeted people because they knew that those votes were going to go to Gore over Bush. But that's not the case over here. Donald Trump got more people of color votes, more LGBT votes than any single Republican since 1960. So he wasn't suppressing the vote, and he's not an old school family, doesn't have that old school roots like the Bushes, where he has friends in places that can pull this shit off. He just doesn't. He's not the typical Republican.
Right.
But not one Democrat aside. What's that? I'm sorry?
Because he was a Democrat for so long.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't a politician either, so you know, but not one Democrat talked about the software being proprietary, and that it's black box voting, and that we cannot even look at it, because that's the whole thing, is that people will repeat stuff they hear. Well, I heard they had a recount and audit. No, they didn't have a third party audit, like a real good audit. They never have good audits. The whole election is get your things in the machine, seal up the data, put it away, and lock it up.
And then get rid of it fast within 2-3 months. Make sure it's gone. Look at
and
what
they're not supposed to.
Pulled off.
Everything's supposed to be there for 22 months.
There's no
But
record.
they get away with it. But not
And
one Democrat.
They never
on
even
that
got in
floor.
trouble. In Broward County, they fucking threw the results out in 2016.
Sipes, Brenda Sipes.
Yeah, Brenda Sipes. And
Yeah. And not one Democrat on that floor. Not one. Not Bernie.
No.
Not the squad. Nobody talked about anything of significance within those elections and how important it is to get those things fixed out. The Democrats are worse than the Republicans. Now we got 72 Trumpers that are pissed off and that are now election integrity activists out of the blue. And what do we tell them, Chanda? Hey, Oz, welcome to the party.
Yeah. Welcome, boys. We've been here for a while.
Yeah. Election integrity? We've been here for how long?
Yeah.
I've been here since 2016. So,
right?
yeah.
I mean, we've been talking about this. And who are we fighting for? We were fighting for the down ballot candidates. We were fighting for Maria Estrada, who's going against Anthony Radon, who shelved single-payer health care in California. We were going for Angelica Duenas, who's going against Tony Cardino. Always votes for the security state, like Brad Sherman, who was being challenged by Raji Robb. For Sarah Smith back in the days in 2016 when we went up there. This is who we're fighting for.
Right.
We're not fighting for goddamn Donald Trump.
Well, that's what you're being accused of.
I don't care.
I know. And that
we got your back, though.
Yeah,
you guys know better than anybody. I talk to you about this stuff.
I know.
These are our elections.
I know. It just blows me away. And some of these folks that tell me, hey, they're working for Trump. I say, are you out of your fucking mind? Are you kidding me, man? You don't pay attention. So again,
you don't see what the true problem is, and
Yeah, TDS.
So stay strong. We've got to be the ones to push back on TDS on our side and our people. And I love that you popped in and gave Amos some shit, because it's no secret Amos and I clashed heads almost weekly on No Joke. With
Dude, what is he
normally
doing?
backing me up, but we just had our final blowout over Israel. And that's all I'll say is we have absolutely different perspectives on what is Israel's doing to the Palestinian people. And so that's when I was pretty much just like, okay, I don't want to do this no more. I don't. It's exercise in futility.
It's I'm glad you guys have moved on too as well, because what are they doing? You're just regurgitating the stuff that MSNBC says and CNN says. Who's going to watch you? I was
so bored. I was so bored doing those shows.
And I like the guy Marcos. I love his voice.
Marcus.
And that voice is beautiful.
Marcus is great.
It sounds like a soft, sensitive Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And Marcus really does get it.
Not the capital.
Yeah.
I love it. I love him, but Amos has just got TDS bad, and there's no pushback. And
he was raised in Israel, so once you realize he was raised in Israel, that gives you a little perspective of the type of mainstream narrative that he has consumed his entire life. And I kind of feel sad that I just want to shake him, because he really is a smart guy, and he's funnier and shit when the way his brain works. But you can't shake him out of that programming that he's taken from the likes of the Israeli government.
It's funny because I was just in Florida with a lot of Zionists who love Donald Trump and felt he was one of the best presidents for
they do.
ever.
The Zionists love Trump.
They love him. They love him whatsoever. And, listen, I have people who I totally disagree with when it comes to Israel. My good friend Tim Canova, I'm not on the same page when it comes to Israel to him. But he's also been to Israel many times, worked on a kibbutz and whatnot. But, that whole mentality of just bagging on the Trump thing, to me, just seems so sophomoric and so just close-minded. And the fact that you're going to ignore... Listen, I didn't vote for Donald Trump. Neither time. And you don't have to. You can vote for the party. But if you're going to make a decision, gun to your head, and you don't recognize Biden, who's merging with the military-industrial complex, Big
Oh,
Tech.
yeah.
Big Tech gave him $16 million.
Yeah.
They hardly gave anything to Donald Trump. If you don't recognize that this is man versus the machine, man, wake the hell up and go fucking home, because there's no nuance to your game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amen. Amen. This is why we love Convo Couch, because I think of all the social media people out there, you are the press, and you are most aligned with our ideology and what we try and promote here. And that's no bullshit. And here, listen to the people who are on the ground, who are actually seeing what's going on, who don't fall for the mass media narrative. We've been propagandized since birth with this bullshit, and it's been put on steroids by the Clintons and the Obamas, and it's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse, and they're going to keep pushing us out, but we cannot stop. So we commend you. We love you guys, Sista and brothers over at the Convo Couch, and everybody else in the up-and-comers, the Jackson Hankles, Francos, you know, the Slow News Days, Steve and
Richie
Glory.
Daniels, man.
Yeah, Richie. Love Richie. Love Richie. So
Yeah, I love these guys.
We got it.
Slow
We
News
got
Day,
we got the
Jason
list.
Burmis,
Yeah, we got
And that's the thing. A lot of people gave me a lot of slack for talking to people like Jason Burmis.
No, I
You know,
have
it's like-
promoted Jason Burmis for years now. And
I
you
love the
tell
guy.
us, I took a ton of pushback when I came into Uphill, and I would push Burmis clips because Burmis flies above the duopoly. I mean, there is a lot of things that I don't fall on the same side as him. He tends to break right on a few things. I think that's a regional thing. I think it was how he was raised, where he was raised, and just he's a male, I'm a female. We're never going to agree with people, but he's got the truth, and he does the research, and he's got the receipts to fucking back it up, just like Whitney Webb. And these are the people you need to be looking at, is the people that do the research. That's why I love Miss Amber King from Brave New Future. She gets in there, she finds the contracts, she finds the connections, and she shows you how it's not a fucking conspiracy. You're just too lazy to find the actual information.
You know who else we got to follow too as well? He's on the MCSE network. This guy gets all the receipts. Roblito, right?
Roblito, yes, I know who.
What's his last? Let me find this real quick. But this guy is Robbie Yeager.
Robbie Yeager. Yeah, I follow him. Yeah,
this guy,
Robbie Yeager.
You want
Yeah,
to know the money lines? This guy will find you the money lines, and that's important. You know, I often talk about where I got that figure from. I got it from Rob. 16 million they gave to Joe Biden. 16 million. The biggest threat, worth more than money, is information. This is what big tech is. They want to suppress our voices while putting forth theirs. And this is a dangerous, dangerous game they are playing right now. Them taking Parler down, oh my God, that scares me shitless. That they could just yank your voice. That's not even on their platform. Like, that's not their platform, and they're going to say, oh, I don't like what they say on that platform over there. And Ro Khanna, that son of a bitch.
Oh, my God. I brought a clip 3 days ago of him fucking begging for censorship. It was disgusting. Just
They're
like,
cheering it on.
Yeah, it's time to go. These are the things we got to do. We got to crack down.
Yeah.
And these things are worse than what the right does. This is worse than what the right does. I mean, you might not like what they have to say, but God damn it, they got the right to say it. If they're not inciting violence, and now they're moving the goalpost too with this whole Donald Trump incited violence. I mean, like, no, he didn't. He said we're going to do this peacefully 3 times. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we got to fight. I mean, what is Bernie Sanders when he says enough is enough? Stand up, fight back, and take your government that works for everybody. I mean, hello? That's not violence. Neither is Donald Trump. So stop this bullshit right now. This is some scary times. I'm wondering what your predictions are, guys.
Go ahead, Oz.
If I was John Sullivan, I'd be watching my back. That's one of them right there.
Yeah, right?
I would.
He's protected.
Yeah,
He's
he better
protected.
be. He better be.
He'll be in Saudi Arabia with fucking Epstein chilling out.
Yeah.
I think he's in Saudi Arabia too.
My prediction stands. I said it earlier. The weekend of the week of January 18th or 25th is when the economy's really going to take a dive. And if they push it ahead with this bullshit $1,400, maybe what did I say? March 5th, Shanda. Then the
5th.
shit's really going to hit the
March,
fan.
we're going to just start seeing the unraveling of
Everybody's out on the streets. And before I give it to Shanda for her prediction, Pasta, you said $16 million to Joe Biden, right?
Big tech.
Okay, so and so when you say that, those big numbers, I think $24 million to TYT. It's the same thing, isn't it? They're buying their way on in public discourse. So anyway,
Are you talking about the Katzenberger check?
Yeah, I am.
That as soon as they bought it, they were pro-Hillary, anti-Tulsi, pro-war agenda, anti-Assange. As soon as they took that money, they went.
Well, your brother Jimmy said that he got from a producer. They said they had to be in the center now, like MSNBS. So yeah. Chanda, what are your predictions?
Well, they have new bosses now, and whoever writes that check writes your dialogue, says this is what you can and cannot talk about. They don't give you that money. They're not going to give up that money. It's going to be well invested. If they're paying for something, you better believe they're going to get a good return on their investment. And unfortunately for us, because TYT was the staple at one point, they bought off Hank and Anna.
Right.
They bought them off, and it's just seeing them right now. It's like just seeing Emma yesterday go after Jimmy about being
it hurts.
Tucker, and then Fiorella on today's show puts up, the two things when she was commending Mickey for going on, and commending Cornel West for going on.
Oh yeah,
the way she used to talk about Tulsi then, and
touche.
And now the way she and did you see, guys? Tulsi had her little show the other day.
Yeah,
and she was with David Rubin.
Yeah,
she called that AOC by name.
Yeah,
she ain't a congresswoman anymore. The gloves are.
I have never backed off Tulsi. Let me tell you, I've always supported Tulsi. Of course, there's some things I don't agree with that she's done over the year, endorsing Biden. I get it, though. I understand why. But yeah, I've met Tulsi. Tulsi, she's fucking real. She is the real deal.
Man.
Shanda.
I think we got another visitor.
Yeah, Shanda, what's your predictions before?
My predictions. We're all going to go back to brunch, and Biden's going to send us all $1,400. And in the meantime, people will be being beat in the streets with, batons, water canyons, tear gas, and, lots of people are going to get locked up. Oh, and we won't be able to communicate on Facebook. So those are my predictions.
We got to get off Facebook. Let's keep pushing these Rockfins and these other platforms.
Yeah, we're going to have a Rockfin party for Convo and some of the other ones. And by the way,
I'm going to get us some shirts.
Yeah,
by the way.
Yeah, do that. Yeah,
I'm talking. I talked to Martin. I'm like, Martin, we need swag.
Yeah.
I need to send swag to Philly. I got to send swag to Seattle. We need Rockfin swag.
Yeah, we
got to get it out.
Let's do a cooperative buy on those shirts too, so we can put some money and you just buy a bigger bulk at a lower rate. So talk to us about that. And
they're going to give it to us for free because we're the content creators. We'll get it for free.
Yeah, well,
the CEO is a Paisan. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm 66% Southern Italian. I got my DNA test. And Martin Floriani and I were Paisans. I got him.
Yeah, and then again, last thing, Pasta, is anybody that wants to get some featured over on Rockfin before they get their own channel, send them over to Roar Media, particularly the ladies, people of color and identity. That's our focus over here at Roar, so we will get them on that platform, and then when they start really running on all 8 cylinders, get their own channel. So that's send them to us. Send them to us. I know they talk to you. So.
You guys have been awesome about this. That's why I wanted to make sure I come on today and speak to you guys. And if Chanda, if you still want to do a little thing after, I got some videos we can go over, and I'm going to just premiere it in the morning so we can also promote Roar Media and get it out there. I realized that I needed to do that more often. We've been on the road, but enough. I have to, like I said, it came up the bell, Uphill Media, and I got all excited. I'm going to see Oz and Chanda, and I totally forgot. I'm like, oh, wait a second. They're not even affiliated anymore. And I saw those 2 goons. I mean, nice guys, but I mean, Jesus, I tried to watch a little bit. I almost lost. It took me 5 minutes for me to lose my temper. I was like, that's it.
I know. I was watching you, dude. I was watching.
Oz knew.
I knew. Anyway, okay.
Well, thank you so much. And yeah, we'll get together after the show. I still got a few more segments and another.
Do a few more segments. I'm gonna go upstairs and relax a little bit, wait, and then get a coffee mug because it's gonna be coffee sessions because we're gonna premiere it Sunday morning when people can wake up to Chanda and pasta.
Yay!
Which sound like an Indian food and an Italian food all in one.
Yay! Sounds great. Sounds great. Okay.
Your next guest coming on. Have a good time, brother. Good seeing you, my man.
Thank you, Pasta.
Love you guys. Love you, Oz.
Love you too.
Oz, let me know who your hairstylist is. I need to get that done like this.
All right, buddy. You got it.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Roar Media. Check them out.
Hey, Pat. We got Pat the Batman fan stopping in with this movie review. This show's kind of gone off the rails, but that's okay. Anytime Pasta can stop by, we'll change the format.
Yeah. I defer to his greatness.
Yeah, right. There you go. Yeah, you guys are down there. You're down there. How you doing, Pat?
It's on such a sliding scale now, isn't it?
Right?
Yeah, it is a sliding scale. It is definitely. So what do you got?
Hell of a bell curve.
What do you got for us this week, brother?
If you like true crime sort of stuff, Netflix, my wife is real big into that, so we watched the Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker
Oh yeah,
miniseries.
I saw that. I love serial killer stuff. I'm a big fan of serial killer stuff.
Truly an American institution. Serial killers.
They're not unique to home though, because Britain's got quite a few too. The UK.
That's true. Yeah. H.H. Holmes and all that. And Jack the Ripper, of course.
Right.
My favorite.
What did Carlin said? Yeah, you could outlaw religion and get rid of these sort of behaviors in a couple of generations, but yeah, who has time for that?
Right, who has time for that? We don't need to do that.
But it was good because I honestly I knew who he was, but I didn't really know the story. It was really well made, and I didn't realize there were survivors of some of his attacks too. So that was pretty harrowing.
There was
to listen to.
Was.
Yeah, but it was very well made. It was almost like a David Fincher production. Very high production value, very well shot. Yeah, that was good. And then the only other thing I got to recommend this week is think may be a perfect film. And there's only a couple of movies that I can think of that fall into that category, but The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
All-time classic, yes. I'll watch it every time it's on. It's like Forrest Gump. If it's playing, I sit down and watch it.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's about hope, so it's sort of,
uplifting.
On the one hand, I don't have any, but on the other hand, it's it is sort of a testament to the human spirit, and and just a great fucking story and movie and performances, and it again, Frank Darabont.
Loved Tim Robbins in it. Loved it.
Yeah, Frank Darabont is a certified genius, and actually, The Green Mile was pretty good too.
Yeah, it was.
It was almost very similar. The prison. Centered around a prison, but different sort of circumstances. Right. But that's all I got this week. Gotta make it short.
That's good. That's good.
Are you returning movies again at the Red Box?
No, I was getting Jamie a Slurpee, actually.
Oh, a Slurpee.
I'm trying to enjoy the Slurpees.
I miss the Slurpees. I haven't had a what flavor? What flavor Slurpee?
I got a regular Coke with a little of the cherry.
I love the little splash of the cherry on top.
Coke. Yeah, you know what? I'm diabetic, so they do make low sugar ones and sugar-free ones, but the fucking people in 7-Eleven are such fucking
They never fill the machines. They're always messed up.
Yeah, and they have the sign for the low sugar lemon, and the color of the thing underneath is red. So I'm like,
I don't know if I trust that.
I don't think I could trust that, so I skip it. Although, here's something I can recommend to you. I just got a Target. Bundaberg Diet Ginger Ale. Huge ginger beer, actually. Pardon me.
Ginger beer.
Bundaberg's an Australian company, and they I had the regular ginger beer years ago, and I just discovered in Target. Strangely enough, they sell the diet, so I checked it out, and it was quite yummy. Unfortunately, it's also like $6 for 4 of them, so we have to kind of sparingly. But why waste your time with shitty soda, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna drink that stuff, make it good.
Yeah.
Make it the good stuff, right? If you're gonna be bad, make it good bad.
Exactly. Well, that's all I got.
Well, thank you for stopping in for another
ginger beer and the Shawshank Redemption.
Ginger beer and Shawshank for another Saturday night on Beauty and the Boomer with Pat, the Batman fan.
That's right, everybody. Coming to you from beautiful North Hollywood, California, where the shit's about to hit the fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is that your official prediction for the
We'll be
league?
checking in around the country with our affiliates to see how the apocalypse is affecting all of our subscribers. Yeah, it's it's collapsing.
Oh yeah.
Are you kidding me? That's why I'm spending $6 on ginger beer.
Yeah.
Exactly. Go big or go home.
Exactly. I mean, it's all this is just the end of this is
the world as we know it.
The system produced,
Exactly.
Just how it ends. Oh well.
Okay, well, we will check in with you next Saturday night and get your movie picks for the New World Order.
Yeah, if we make it, if not, we love you.
Yeah.
If not.
Peace out, sucker.
Later.
So long, suckers.
Bye, Pat.
Bye.
All right. Chanda, I think the deck's chewed up for tonight. Where do you want to
The
go?
deck is chewed up, so I was going to say, why don't you just skip down to, what is it, 34?
Can I do my one contribution before we go?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. I want to John Idirola, TYT, who is the most genuinely nice person that you know? And we have Emma Vigeland, probably you, and then Anna Kasparian, of course. She said both of you, and I love that when they pat each other on the back, and that kind of inspired me to respond, and my response was.
That's all it is. Oh my God. That's just, get a room, you guys. Gross. Couldn't be any more neo-lib love.
Well, yeah, I just thought how cute, a bunch of establishment tools patting each other on the head. And this was what flashed in my mind. So again, for those of you who are fans of Emma and Anna and John Idirola, I'm sorry, but I got to call them as I see them. No bullshit.
Right. No,
So,
you're the nicest. No, you're the nicest.
No, you're the nicest.
You're the nicest.
Here, let me pull on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, guys. Really? Is it so? It's so in your face again. Joe Biden got 16 million. TYT got 20 million, 220, 221, whatever it takes. So we're on to slide. Which
Why
number?
don't you skip down to 35 and we'll do the movie and then we'll do one more reface and we'll get the hell out of here.
Okay, and again, we want to thank Pat, the Batman fan, and Greg Pasta Jardula. And
yes, thank you so much.
And again, we invite anybody that has a conflict of ideologies to invite Craig onto their show if they have the courage to do so, or a neutral show. Like us, we will host anybody that's having a difference of opinion and try.
I actually hosted a debate with Pasta and somebody that had opposing views.
I remember that.
Garcia, right?
Yeah.
And it was hard for me. I kind of got sucked into it a couple of times because, Pasta and I have a lot of the same ideology and the same thoughts on things, and it was hard not to dogpile, but we do our best to be non-biased.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes, and like I think I should clarify. I appreciate everybody over there at Uphill Media who actually does push back on narratives, whether you're on the left or the right side of it. So that being said,
I'm not talking shit about Uphill Media, and I don't hope anybody took it that way. I mean, it's no secret that Amos goes after me almost weekly on his show, and I hardly ever bring it up. Just like, okay, I know that one was pinpointed at me, but if that's what he's got to do to get people to watch, okay.
Yeah, normally we don't cite the names, but Pasta, he came on. He was watching. And I don't blame him.
Pasta had been on that show with us. Remember when we brought Pasta on No Joke, and so he met Amos, and he's not just watching a show and then attacking. He's been on with these guys before.
Yeah, and obviously he doesn't get alerts to Roar, so I need to look at that and see what's going on. So what do you got here? Fashion Week? Is this is what the hell?
Oh, new shoes.
Is this from like Grimm or something or what? What the hell?
What the hell is wrong with people? Yes, Fee is awesome, and we do Fee Says every day on the dive. That we have a dive, we end the show with Fee Says, and one of these days, Fee's going to pop in and do a personal Fee Says.
Yeah, we're going to have to get her on there. I hope she could do that maybe once or twice a month at least. So that would be
that would be awesome. We've had Fee on the dive before.
Yeah, we love Fee, and again, all of you, Jackson Hinkle, peace Dove. Will you tell Jackson to get his buns over here so we can do a show with him? He's bugged on us twice now, so he owes us one. And of course Steve, and we have Redneckonomics with Stevie. We want to talk and everybody, like I said, us guppies have got big teeth, so come on over here, guys.
We'll fight back. We'll bite.
Yeah, it's showtime. What are we playing tonight?
It's showtime. So I got a good little message. So after you watch this, you will rethink your entire life.
All right, here we go.
Why do so many people on the planet right now medicate themselves? They medicate themselves with too much technology. They're medicating themselves in front of that white screen, checking the smartphone 110 times every day. That's not checking your technology. You know what that is? That's an addiction and an escape from what is. And if you said to most people, did you know you're addicted to your smartphone? Did you know you're addicted to your notifications? Addicted to your television? Did you know you're addicted to your excuses? Addicted to gossip? Did you know you're drinking too much alcohol because you're addicted to it? Did you know that this is all a flight from what is? Because deep down inside, the deepest unknown part of you knows that you're in pain over potential unlived. They would fight you to the death. Deep down inside, I believe most people on the planet are heartbroken. Why? Because they've betrayed the visions, ambitions, values, and mission in their heart. They betrayed their talent by buying into the mass hypnosis that the world has sold them. And they're 35, and they're 45 years old, and they're just, no, this is what everyone does. And they just check. For most people, their misery is derived by their inability to sit quietly in a room by themselves. Most of us are so distracted, they're so overstimulated, they're so interrupted, that they don't create the silent spaces where their genius can present to themselves. And just because 95% of the population does this, we think this is how we should live. And so I'm suggesting to you, the mass of humanity, the reason they're doing this, it's a flight from pain that's deep within their subconscious. And why are they in pain? Why do they need the medication of distraction? It's because they don't want to feel the pain. It's uncomfortable. It takes bravery to feel the pain. And all I'm suggesting to you is, if you have betrayed your potential, if you're not bringing it on, if you're not shining your light in the world, and if you're not standing in the highest expression of your fullest talents, you're not only doing a disservice to the world, you're growing the pain. Bring your potential and your light to the world. And if you're not doing that, your pain is going to grow. Your deep, hidden sorrow will grow. And you'll drink more alcohol. You'll do more drugs. You'll be more toxic in your workplace. You'll be more passive-aggressive or hateful. And if you're wondering why the world has so much hate, checking your notifications, looking at your email, looking at SMS, looking at pictures of people's breakfasts, it's an addiction. It's a dopamine addiction. Start the process of breaking your addiction to distraction today. If you look at most people on the planet, they're literally hooked to a white screen. They're wasting their human potential, hooked into some social platform that's creating empires for other people. Many people, if not most people, are now a form of artificial intelligence. They're not living their brain's potential, not living their physiological potential, not living their creative potential. They're not living their human potential. They're not living their economic potential. Why? Because they're hooked to a screen. Because most people are lost. Most people are hooked. Turn off your phones. Get serious about this. This is your life.
That was excellent.
Yeah, that was my PSA for the night. And, I wanted to leave tonight's show with the message of don't buy into the fear, guys. Those few clips that we had before Pasta came on, I was building up to, they're trying to make us fearful of each other. They want to divide and conquer us. Remember, we, the people together, are more powerful than they will ever be. And so when, we were watching AOC and the squads screaming and yelling about the Nazis and the insurrections, remember, those are people's neighbors and grandparents, and they want the same things you do, but because we've all been fed this fucking narrative and so many different narratives, everybody's on wrong planes. And at the end of the day, bring your light, bring your love, and bring your understanding that it's not them that is the enemy. It's the oligarchs that are crushing us.
Yeah, we overwhelmingly outnumber them, and as long as we're divided, we're not going to make real progress. So again, Chanda, that was a great presentation. You don't have to. Don't let the phone. Don't let anything run you. You run yourself.
Right. Exactly.
And that's our PSA for tonight. Thank you so much, Chanda. We've got one more thing, and this is you built this one too.
This wasn't. We missed a couple. I'll bring them on for the next show because I have some really funny ones that were in the deck. But this one is Indiana Oz.
Oh, well, is there another one of Chanda? Because I don't want to do just one of me.
No, I think that's the only one.
All right. Shoot, man. Indiana Oz. Oh, I like that one. Jill Clayburgh. You know, I had the hots for her. I saw her back. She was in a movie with Tim Matheson back in the early 80s. Yeah, and they were a couple, and it was a love story, and he fooled around on her. It was great. I can't remember the name of it. Damn it. I need to look that up. I'll bring it next week.
Yeah, she was a very facial actress. Yeah.
Exactly. Isn't she Spielberg's wife?
Is she?
Yeah, I think
she might be Kate Capshaw. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Kate Capshaw. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I want to see your face on her. I think you'd fit perfectly.
I don't. Some of them they won't let me. They'll only let me use one face.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know how much I looked like Harrison Ford and all these other Al Pacino. I look like all these actors. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Again, wonderful show. Many thanks to Pasta and Pat. And
yes, thank you guys for stopping by, and I'm looking forward to getting out there with other independent media.
And we're right at the top of the hour here, so you get to do a little bit more work tonight. Are you up to it, dear?
I guess I'll suck it up, right?
Hey, yeah, well, it's Pasta.
Anything for the convo couch.
You bet. So we're gonna go. When are we back again? We're not back Monday. It's Martin Luther King Day.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're doing a special.
I'm doing a special celebrating the life of Martin Luther King. That's 3 p.m. Pacific time. So we've got a lot of great people on there, so please join us. I have the card up on Roar or the Accidental Activist. Wonderful people there. And then we will be back, Tuesday morning?
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning. So yeah, we need a day off because tomorrow's another insane day. What are we going out with here?
We're going out with Moving in Stereo Cars cover.
Oh, wow. Okay, thanks. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Life's the same, you're moving in stereo. Life's the same, except for the shoes. Life's the same, you're shaking like tremolo. Life's the same, it's all inside you. Problems. It's so easy to play up your breakdowns. It's so easy to fly through a window. It's so easy to fool with the sound. same. It's